Hello, how are you guys? It is first Monday in June. June is busting out all over. And it's a pretty exciting time. And as I've been talking about, the theme for June is transition. There is some transitioning going on. I think this whole year is going to be like a transitioning. However, this 6 month is what we're in right now. So I wanted to definitely get a reading out to the universe because I think it's important for all of us to have this collective consciousness keep growing. And it's lots of reasons about that and more on that later. But this morning, I wanted to, show you, this is my wall above my altar. Having an altar, having a space, in your home, in your room, is so key. It can be as big as this, which is pretty awesome. I'm very grateful for it. But I also have one in my minivan. So when I was traveling around last year and more or less living in my minivan for the last couple of years by staying at different people's houses, I always had a space in my minivan that was like my altar. So more on that later. If you have any questions about that, you just give me a shoot out and I'm happy to share some information. I am updating my website, magicpassionlove.com or trickydame.com, TRICKYDAME. And I'd love any comments on what feels right, if it's making sense. And it may not make sense because it's not finished. But over the next month, it will be finished. I'm getting ready to plan my trip to New York City. I'll be in New York next month. Very excited. However, just because it means I'm planning the future doesn't mean I can't be staying in the present moment about right now. And not letting the past affect me too much, just inspire me. So that's kind of an overview. I think what a lot of this transition is happening is we have the past to be thinking about it in our hearts. We have our present that we're really enjoying and feeling, oh my gosh, how are we going to keep manifesting? How are we going to keep bringing all this positive energy in when there is some going on? But we know that collective consciousness is growing and all that other stuff is just purging itself out. And we also have the future to look forward to. But in fact, in order for us to have the future to look forward to, we need to live in a positive present moment. Whew. Okay, now today I'm going to do something different. Instead of doing 3 angel tarot cards like I've done in the past, I'm going to share with you the 5 cards that I pulled for me this morning. I pull a card every morning. And lately, now that I have more decks, I've been pulling more cards. And so the 5 decks that I'm pulling is, the first one is the Goddess deck. And this is a Doreen Virtue deck. And the Goddess deck that I pulled was the Goddess of Irene. And this is beautiful for what's going on in Turkey. Love and light to the people in Turkey and everywhere standing up for our right to be free. There is no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. We want to take a breath of that in Goddess Hour. Goddess Hour, it is the Goddess Hour. Every hour is Goddess Hour. But when I say the Goddess energy, we are male and female humans, but we all possess that Goddess energy in the spirit, the feminine and the masculine, Goddess and God energy. And that brings us to the Angel card, my lovely Angel card. Ooh, interesting. The bottom deck is Archangel Chamuel, and the top card is the card I pulled, Archangel Chamuel, Peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Power source that we are all looking for is love. Love, love, love. Next card that I pull, and I've been pulling this deck for years and years and years, and I've done readings with these, the Mermaid and Dolphin cards. I love the Mermaid and Dolphins. And this card was beautiful for me. It's, you're being helped. You're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you. Even if you can't see the results yet, they are. They're helping us. And I got a new deck when I went to Atlanta for my Doreen Virtue Angel Card Reading Certification. And because they were selling decks, and I'm like, I already know I have a lot of decks, but you know, what if I don't win a deck? I did win the Goddess deck, so thank you, Doreen. However, I did buy a deck too, and because romance is something that I'm ready for, I pulled the romance and angel deck. And this one's a kind of a scary one for me because it often says, you know, there's weddings and engagements and, you know, all these, you know, different random, all these cards say a lot of things about romance. And it's been very interesting about what cards I pull, but I'm pulling them so I can get comfortable with having romance in my life. And that's another, we need to be comfortable. Let's get comfortable. But the card I pulled this morning, keep an open mind. And I love the drawings, these kind of harlequin romancy kind of stuff. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Keep an open mind. There's a little angel on the top. And that is so important, you know? And this with anything, whether it's with romance or with anything. You keep an open mind. You put your intentions out there. You put your expectations out there, but you release the attachment. Release the attachment, how it's supposed to happen. Same thing when working with people. Release the attachment. Final card is my Veritas Muse card, and this one is Life. This is the deck that different artists made, and I love this one. This is so perfect. The baby being born. We are in a transitional period. Life, 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 life. So, to keep this under 7 minutes, I am so grateful that you're participating in the collective consciousness of growing magic, passion, love, so we may have abundance to co-create and share. Mwah! Until next time, have a lovely, lovely day, and all that other good stuff. Ciao.